All right, everybody. This is going to be an install video only for the Countrymod 12 or 24 volt DC rooftop AC unit. I'm going to try to do this fast. If you do see me talking anywhere, it's just because there's some specific nuances I think you need. And I'll link some test videos for other people who've actually ran the unit for extended periods. But again, this will just be an install video. All right, so when you unbox it, these are the main components. Of course, here's the main AC unit that goes on the roof. You've got, they provide it, which is good, a whole bunch of wire. This is a little control module, which from my understanding of my quick look actually attaches right here. This whole unit right here actually mounts on the inside. These are some vents, I believe. They connect into here, down in there, but we will see. You've got some bolts. This is actually what will fasten it to the roof. And you've got some spacers. One thing to notice is, so this fits into a standard 14 by 14 inch hole, something like you'd put a vent fan in, very standard. But that hole spacing is not centered in this. There's actually 14 inches from the back edge backwards. So the 14 by 14 hole sits roughly in this area. I'll lift it up and you'll see some on the bottom side. But my point to that being is, depending on the space and what you've got going on, you got to keep in mind that this is obviously wider than the 14 inches, but that extra width comes in on the back side. So let me show you where I'll be mounting here on my camper. So I'll be pulling out my max air fan, again standard 14 by 14, but I just realized I'm going to be okay, but it's going to, that extra 14 inches I was talking about is going to extend out back this way. So in my case, I'll actually just be right about the level of the solar panel. So if you're installing it just in terms of space, you got to mind that. Okay, so I guess step 2, after you pull everything out, make sure you have all the pieces and get it separated, is you will want to, most of you will be installing this in an existing 14 by 14 inch hole. If not, you'll have to cut the hole. But if you have an existing one like this one did, I had a vent fan. I pulled off the vent fan and I'll pull off the lip, and you got to get a nice clean surface. So loosely speaking, this little foam gasket here, and it has an adhesive back right there. This, once you get your surface clean, this will sit over that gap, okay? And then the unit, this will be on the outside, and then the unit itself will sit over the top of that. So let me show you the underneath here. If you look underneath, and you guys will see what I'm talking about here. So up here, my finger ends, this is the front half. See those gold screw holes there? You got one there, and you got 2 there, okay? So of course, this is going to be built to accommodate a variety of widths. So those gold screw holes will line up right here, okay? And what they give you is two different lengths of studs right here. See these? So those will screw into that gold established screw hole down underneath here. This will slide over the top of this gasket. You could actually probably screw those studs in once this is sit in place. That would probably be easier. And then from up underneath, this will feed in. The studs will go through here. And then there is, of course, bolts down at the bottom that you can tighten down, which will clamp this main unit over the top with this section, which will come up from underneath, and then this piece right here will snap into place there. In a nutshell, that's the installation, pretty easy. Now, of course, you have wires to hook up. I'm not going to get too much in the electrical because, but you can see those are fat boys because this thing is DC. So it's going to pull quite a bit of current. So you got to have the bigger things. But our next step is I've got that cleaned off. I'll mount the unit on top, and then we'll start connecting stuff on the inside. Okay, and then just a note here. So I put the AC unit on top, as you can see there. I did it by myself, but that's probably not smart. It is pretty heavy. You know, obviously I was able to muscle it up there, but it'd probably be helpful to get a second person. Now we'll move to the inner installation. All right, real quick, one little tip. I was looking through the instruction manual and it showed that there was 2 of these. One that would attach here and then one that would attach underneath. And that makes sense because there has to be, you know, a mechanism that allows the venting or the air to blow in, but also allow for different thicknesses of the roof. And this thing, they were meshed together. And when I first looked at it, I thought I was missing parts because they were, you know, like you just saw, meshed together. So when you take out yours, if you're kind of like me and think you're missing a part, these just separate, just so you know. All right, so what we do is we screw this inner air handler section using the included screws like that. Remember, this is going into plastic, so don't over tighten them. And then now we're gonna remove these screws. You guys see in there, there's 4 of them all around to remove this outer decorative fascia, which will allow us to actually bolt or use the threaded studs to attach this to the innards. And you can see up in here, we've got the AC in there and we've got the studs in place. All right, so one quick note, this air handler that screws up in here, the screws go in here, they're really hard to find. It's got like kind of this plastic or this kind of like a felt rubber, or I don't know what you call it, kind of like a gasket material, let's call it that. And so you can't actually see the screw holes, so I just kind of drove them up in there, but it's a little hard to find. Just for orientation, this is the front of the AC if you were looking at it. So, yeah, you just gotta kind of play with it. You'll notice that the lip on this one is a little bit wider on the back side, which is toward the back of the AC. So I hope that's clear, guys. Okay, so if you guys recall from a few sections ago, I talked about the inner cosmetic side. We had to split that. So these are the 2 pieces. This is the cosmetic fascia that will end up there. So this is the part right here that is actually going to attach up into here. So the order is we'll mount this up in there, and then we'll put this one up in there. Now, one thing is when this sits up in here, this one right here, sorry for the back and forth, it's going to screw into there, and they actually give you some machine screws. Now, they painted it after they threaded it, so it's kind of hard to thread on there, but you want to do the best you can to get a thread, you know, a couple twists on by hand. And then I had to use my driver to actually drive it in to kind of get past the paint. I didn't like doing that, but it seemed to be fine. So we're going to do that now, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, quick correction on my part. If you guys paid attention when I screwed this on last time, I actually screwed it on wrong. So this is that middle piece here that goes on the inside. So just make sure the orientation that these holes line up all the way through, particularly on this front edge. I had it rotated, and when I attached it up here, it wasn't lining up with this. So if you have that same problem, just turn it, and it'll bolt, because it can bolt on, or it can screw on in 2 directions. It could be this way, or you could flip around, but it appears it needs to be this way. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so we've got this section, which was the inside portion of the cosmetic side, screwed in there. That's with these screws here. And like I said, remember, they painted over the threads, so you got to kind of drive them in, make sure you got them. You can I was able to get mine a few twists finger tight, so I can make sure that I drove it through to kind of break up the rest of that paint. So you got a variety of wires here that you could feed through this center hole. And this is the control panel here. And it looks like the various sections of the wire connect. So you got 1 there, 1, 2, and then for a total of 4 back here. And then this is the sensor. Now, the instructions, or at least if I missed it, I apologize. Somebody correct me. I did not see any description of where to put the sensor here. That might be something you just kind of have to play around with. I'm not sure. I'm guessing this is the outside sensor to measure the temperature in the cabin, so it knows when to shut it off, because it's going to have a thermostatic function. I saw another user who did the video just kind of position it on the outside of this panel, so that makes the most sense. Now, you've got these big cables here, okay? Like I said, I'm not doing a permanent install right now in mine, but if you were, you would feed these through the inside, and you would probably want to find some sort of concealed cavity within the roof or some other location like that to where you could feed these to your battery bank. There is no instructions in the instruction booklet on how to deal with the wiring, but I will say this, it appears at face value straightforward. Let me show you the wiring bundle they have. So to their credit, they gave you a lot. As you guys can see, it all wound up here, and it has conduit, and it seems to be together pretty well. So one end right here, okay, sorry about that. There we go. So this little box opens up, and it seems logical to me that those eyelet ends, you'd remove this bolt and attach it there. Again, there's no instructions that I saw in the instruction booklet on how to do that, but that just kind of logically, that seems to make sense. You'll notice one thing I immediately started thinking about was if this is any fuse protection. And it does seem like they have a 150 amp fusible link in each of these. And then over on this side, these would hook on to your battery terminal or a bus bar. Now keep in mind, because this is DC, this is going to be pumping a lot of amps through there. And then they have another circuit protection here, which is, oddly enough, 120 amps. So this one theoretically should break first. So it's kind of weird that they included two. It's not a bad thing. There we go. That opened up easier. But that's how you would connect those. So you would connect these ends to the the section that's coming out, and then the other ends to your battery. And this is the other ends I'm talking about. There is enough room in here to where you could feed those up in between here. But like I said, you would if you wanted to cosmetically run them, you'd have to run them through. And then this right here bolts up to there into these raised screw heads here, right there and right there, through these little screw holes here, okay? And then this piece just snaps in place over it, and then the control module, sorry. This, you see it's got these little tabs right there, and those would fit right down in there. So you would just line this up. There we go, and that snaps in place like that. And then this goes over the top of it, and this also has these little tabs there, and these are the clicky tabs on the other side. So you would fit this in like this and just push it down, and it would snap right there once it's up in place here. So pretty easy, guys. The install wasn't too bad. I mean, there's some pieces, there's kind of a few steps here. The instruction book they provide is okay. It just doesn't touch on some of the detailed nuances. Well, hence that's why we're doing the video here. There's plenty of other videos that have run times and so forth with these. I'll link at least one or multiples of those up in the description. This, like I said, was just solely an install video. I hope I made it fast enough so it wasn't too annoying here. All right, so thanks guys for watching. These DC air conditioners should have been around a long time ago, and I think they provide a nice efficient use of having an AC in a cabin, in a camper like this, and with lithium batteries as they are now, it makes it an easy way to have off-grid AC.